What's up, Bridal Babes? I hope you're ready for another exciting episode of your favorite local wedding show, Bridal Buzz. I'm your host, Kat, and right now we're ready for part 2 of this 2-part series all about ways to elevate your wedding experience with your entertainment and DJ experience. So before we get into that, let's give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Limelight Photography and Video. You'll learn more about them. And in this episode, we're actually joined by Tavyn, another representative from Cutting Edge Entertainment. He's actually someone you can hire to DJ your wedding. So make sure you listen up for all of his insightful tips and to get to know him a little bit more and see if maybe he might be the right fit for your wedding. So with that, let's get started. So, Tavyn,
Yes,
thank you.
hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Why don't we just start with hearing a little bit about you and how you got into the industry of DJing?
Perfect. So I started 10, 11 years ago in the Jewish community as like a bar mitzvah, not even a DJ, more of like a hype man.
Okay.
I got the nickname as Party Pete. I would roll around on rollerblades with a referee shirt and whistle and hand out swag for the kids and dancing with them and all that kind of fun stuff.
Nice.
So it was great. It really got my MC capabilities to where they are now as well. I would be on a microphone and all that fun stuff.
Because that's two different skill sets, being able to play good music, but also being able to be an MC and host and keep the flow going and the energy going. Yeah.
And at Cutting Edge, we do, our DJs are your MCs. So we do both.
Yeah.
So I started with that and then showed interest. My boss was always like, it wasn't Ron at the time, but my boss was like, I see you showing a lot of interest in the DJ booth because you keep coming behind here. And then the rest is just kind of history. I found Ron, joined Cutting Edge, and 2016, then took a break due to COVID because we didn't know what was going to happen with weddings, and back better than ever, loving it, killing it. Here I am. So
here you are.
Here I am in the flesh.
So talk to me a little bit about the trends that we're seeing in weddings. I kind of want to walk through a wedding day because we could start anywhere here, but I just think walking through the timeline of what you would have seen maybe 10 years ago versus what you're seeing now.
Yeah.
Let's start with the ceremony. I feel like that's kind of the first place you're present at a wedding. So what are some of the trends you're seeing music-wise, maybe processional-wise, just different things that people are doing in their ceremonies now?
People are thinking outside of the box more than ever, and I love it. Yeah. I tell clients, I just had a meeting right before this. I told them, the husband is huge into heavy metal. And he's like, how can I incorporate that in my wedding? And I said, go to YouTube, TikTok, whatever, type in AC/DC strings. You will find a string quartet version of any song, whether it's heavy metal, dubstep, screamo. Someone's made an instrumental or an acoustic and it's beautiful cover. Like it's crazy to say that, but then your guests are like, oh crap, I know that song. And it's done by like a violin or on a beautiful piano. And it's a heavy metal song. And it's cool. Yeah, that's kind of
a big trend.
A big trend, yes. Instrumentals.
I'm like TikTok friends with, I think her name is Piano Cole, and I want to say she's from the UK. Yeah. And she got TikTok famous from making this is what this would sound like as a wedding processional song.
And I don't know if it's her or someone else, but they don't release their music anywhere else. It's only on TikTok.
Only on TikTok.
And I tell clients, send it to me, and we'll bring it to life. Yeah. We have a program. I don't want to say it, but we'll bring it to life.
We'll make the magic happen. You don't even have the details.
We'll make it happen.
So definitely a lot of, they're not just leaning into, what's the wedding song that's like
Pachelbel's, Canon.
Yeah, they're not just leaning into those traditional songs anymore, which some might.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong. But
no, people are making the ceremony more accustomed to their music and what they listen to in their car. And that's, to me, is more beautiful, and it makes that wedding for you and for your special day.
Yeah, I agree. That is definitely one of the biggest trends that we see is just making it personalized. And what a great way to establish that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then with
Yeah.
the music that you actually love, not just
Yeah.
some random song by some random composer from 500 years ago that is an amazing, moment and is obviously a traditional thing for a reason, but it doesn't have to be your tradition. It doesn't have to be the thing you remember as the song you walk down the aisle.
That's exactly right.
Forever. So
Yeah.
cool.
And if you can make the husband or wife happy with some heavy metal instrumental version, let's do it. It's awesome.
What about different songs for like the groom or different things that I've seen like beermen walking down the aisle instead of flower girls.
There's like flower men now that come out to we just did a wedding where a flower dude, that was the name, flower dude, and he came out to Yeah by Usher. So yeah, and just throwing flowers.
I love it.
Ring bears, but of a dog.
Oh.
Seen that. Or the ring security, where it's like two little boys or it's usually a little boy or two little boys, and they're dressed in like the suit and the glasses and the little white earpiece, and
I love that.
it's freaking, they have a little briefcase and that's where the ring is. It's hilarious.
Just fun little ways to personalize that ceremony for sure.
Yeah, make it your day.
Yeah.
There's no reason to copy anyone. That's make the wedding your day. You're spending all this money, why not?
Yeah. And these are things you definitely need to work out with your officiant or minister, but also your DJ, because your DJ is going to need to know who's coming in at what time, what song is the specific person walking down to, and what moments of those songs, all of those things. So love that we're talking about this. Also, what would you give, like, what advice would you give to somebody who's like, I love a moment of this song? Like, do you have expertise on how to start it and play it accordingly?
If you were a bride and you said, hey, I love this song, started at 24 seconds, done.
Boom.
I'm going to start it at 24 seconds.
Yeah.
It's that easy. It's literally, you tell me which parts you want. We can edit day of. We can mix on the fly. We'll bring it, whatever you want. We'll bring
Customization is available.
Literally, and now more than ever.
Yeah. Let's move into the wedding reception.
Party
time. I didn't even know this was a thing until I was actually in a wedding, which was like the entrance moment for the bridal party and the couple. And I like felt so much pressure trying to come up with a dance on the spot with my person that was walking me and all this stuff. And so I feel like that's definitely a newer trend.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that and maybe some trends you're seeing, songs that you see people use in those moments.
Well, if you take a shot before to get rid of those jitters and all that stuff that you dealt with, that'll definitely help. Cocktail hour is typically before grand introduction, so you got an hour to start boozing. So with it kind of varies now. Back when I first started DJing, it was always, here comes A and B female, and you announce them as Susie and John. Here's their song. Move on to the next. Now it's, here come all the men with a song, and it's who let the dogs out, and all right, here comes John Stewart. All the groomsmen, make some noise, and everyone, and then all right, here come the bridesmaids. Give it up for Sally, Jessica, and girls just won, or something like that. They all come together, and then we bring in the bride and groom. That's popular, very popular now. I'm doing a wedding in March where I'm introducing every single person from the bridal party. So there's 10 people total, 5 men, 5 females, and they all have their own entrance song.
Wow.
20, 30 seconds. They're going to dance, do their thing. Crowd's going to vote on the winner by applause. Couple's going to ice them with the Smirnoff in the end. So it's pretty cool. But for that moment, you want hype songs. You want something that's going to, just make the room erupt.
Yeah.
EDM, dubstep, stuff with good hooks and good just repetitive beats are always good. Tiesto is like my go-to for that.
It's definitely like an upbeat song moment, right?
Yes. Like I always if couples don't really know, and it's like in San Antonio, like being a Hispanic wedding, I let's go with Pepas. Like dun, 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 and this just it just sets the mood.
Yeah, it gets the party going for sure.
Absolutely.
So before we keep going, I'm just going to go a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Limelight Photography and Video. Bridal Babes, I know we have talked about this, but you do not want to miss out on having a photographer and a videographer present at your wedding. It's just such a special way to remember those memories, have those memories for other people to be able to look back on. Limelight Photography and Video has both in the same place. So make sure you check them out today on sanantonioweddings.com so that you can find a team that will professionally provide the best captured memories of your wedding day. So again, that's Limelight Photography and Video on sanantonioweddings.com. All right, Tavyn.
We work with Limelight.
Yeah?
Yeah, we work with Hoffman Weddings.
Okay.
We're their house DJ, and Limelight is their house photographer.
Perfect.
So they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Y'all need a photographer? Go to Limelight.
Yeah, they're great. We love them. Such a classic style, and everyone on their team is amazing.
They're the best.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going.
Cool.
So I feel like people traditionally think about a wedding reception. They think about, the first dance between the bride and groom, the first dance between the father and the bride, maybe the mother of the groom and the groom. I don't know if that's necessarily the way everybody does their weddings now. So why don't you walk us through more of like a modern version or multiple versions of what that reception can look like, because every family is different, every couple is different, and you don't have to fit yourself into a box that doesn't make sense for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every family's different. I tell my clients that, like, our paper for our music might say bride and father dance. You cross that out and you put whatever you want it to say. It can be your stepdad, your grandfather, maybe you have a son, it's whatever you want that moment to be. Mother-daughter dances are becoming insanely popular. For what reason? I don't really know why, but they're awesome.
This generation just loves their moms.
It's awesome. It's, sometimes it's just, maybe that bride and her mom, or I've seen it where it's all the brides and all the moms dancing together. And then that kind of opened your dance floor. It's cool. It's a special moment. Yeah. And it's like that kind of.
So the bride will like invite all of the other women in the room to grab their mom.
It's like an anniversary dance with like, all right, all the married couples to the dance floor, but instead, it's like kind of making you tear up. Yeah, it's like all the brides and their moms come. I wish we could do something like that with grooms and their sons, but I don't. I feel like that's gonna happen soon. Like I feel like the way the trends are going, groom's son is gonna be something in the future. Yeah, maybe like it's a choreographed, funny YouTube dance, or the father-son playing beer pong, or like fun. A game of dizzy bat. I feel like that's the next thing coming.
Yeah, nice. I love that.
Yeah.
And are there typical songs that you see that are trending right now in that area of first dance?
So literally the top songs that we're playing as a company right now are Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley. Can't beat that. Yeah. I'll Be by Edwin McCain. Freaking love that song. I'm a 90s baby, so that's like, for country people, Beautiful Crazy, Luke Combs. That song makes me tear up. I'm not even a country fan, but that's a good song.
I have chills and I don't even know what these songs are.
Really? Yeah, I'll send you this list.
I should know. Well, and so for people who aren't watching, Tavyn has pulled up a Spotify playlist that Cutting Edge Entertainment produces?
Yes, every Friday, the playlist or the Spotify account is updated with it's updated with a new playlist. And then every playlist is also edited as well. From the previous events, we for example, we'll take the first dances from our last weekend's event and then throw them into that account. Cool. So it's constantly being updated. Yeah. I just made one right now, or last Friday, of every number one hit from TRL. I don't know if you remember that show, TRL from MTV, but every number one hit from TRL is on there. So a lot of the clients nowadays are, in their late 30s, early 30s, late 20s, and that kind of hits that. Yeah, so that's why I made that playlist.
We're in that MTV generation for sure.
Yeah.
I am too, I swear. I just forgot for a second.
It's okay. It happens. Last of a dying breed.
So I'm definitely going to be putting that Spotify link in the description of this episode.
It's free.
So that's amazing. So Bridal Babes, if you're looking for a resource.
You don't even need Spotify. I don't even use Spotify. I use Apple Music. And
nice.
Spotify is a lot more user friendly. And more people use it globally. So that's why we went with Spotify.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely have that included.
Thank you.
So another aspect of being a DJ that you mentioned earlier is being that MC. So throughout the reception, there are games like the garter toss and the bouquet toss and things like that, those two specifically are definitely what you would view as like a traditional reception game activity. But I know a lot of people are moving away from that, just like the other things that we've been talking about in this episode. It is very much about customization, personalization. Tell me about some of the different activity trends and just reception things that you're seeing other than those first dance moments.
So if you don't want to do the bouquet or garter, but you still have it, get rid of it by giving it to your grandparents. An older married, do the anniversary dance and give that away then. It's a great time to do it, and the older folks always tear up. They love that kind of stuff. Donkeys walking around giving out beer.
Yeah.
Donut walls of all sorts of things. There's sometimes choreographed dancers coming into weddings now. Also, it's popping up a lot more is DJs incorporating live music, like a drumming or some type of live violinist in the middle of the dance set. I've seen that. Cold sparks. People are dancing, boom, let's light off some sparks.
Yeah.
CO2 machines. It's just, like you said, customization. It's literally, if you think about it, anyone should be able to bring that vision to life now.
Yeah.
If you want all the groomsmen dancing at a certain time, which we've seen, dancing to, we did a wedding where it was a bunch of Navy guys dancing to In the Navy Now or whatever that song is. We'll make it happen.
What else about like specific DJ trends? Maybe the way you set things up or the way that you take requests now. Just what other trends should bridal babes and other listeners be thinking about and be aware of when it comes to working with a DJ?
It's a great question. TikTok is a big factor with DJs now. People, because of TikTok and Reels and Shorts and whatever they're all called now, people's attention span is like that.
Right.
So people do not want to hear the whole song. It's all about a minute to 2 minutes and quick mixing out. You're giving, that way a client sends in a playlist with 90 songs. I could probably do that now in a 5-hour wedding because I'm in a quick mix. I'm not going to let the whole song play out. People don't really want to have the whole song play out anymore either. Blame TikTok, blame whatever you want. But we hear these little bits and pieces of songs, and that's all we want to hear nowadays.
Yeah.
Really the only exception with that is like I always kind of let country music songs play all the way out just because they're usually slower and, you know, they have their moments in between.
Okay.
But yeah, usually,
and country music fans you don't want to mess with, huh?
Same thing with like Tejano and like bachatas and cumbias. Like you want to let those play the whole way out just because they're fun. They're almost like line dances. You wouldn't want to cut a line dance short. But you know, like Usher, or Low or any dance song, Lizzo, cut it short. 2 minutes, next song.
Yeah.
Unless your client wants to hear, I promise you 90% of the people don't want to hear a whole 4-minute long song. It's just the way we are nowadays.
Yeah, and they don't even realize it. It's just part of their subconscious way of partying.
Because they only know like the first verse and chorus.
Right.
They don't know this other whole bridge and chorus and 3-minute intro and outro. And like, get rid of this. So to me, it's all about quick mixing, especially when the dance floor is open.
Yeah.
You know, let's go as quickly as we can, get all these different music things popped out, and you please everyone. It's great.
Yeah. What other piece of advice do you have for couples looking for a DJ, looking to plan their playlist, their sequence of events at their wedding? Just what would you tell them?
Start planning now because it is crazy. Like it's March 11th. We just sold out for that day, like of next year.
Wow.
We already have bookings for 2024.
Wow.
Like and you can blame COVID all like 100% blame COVID on that. But just literally, if you're even thinking about it, if you have a ring on your finger, you need to start calling. You need to start inquiring because people are going to fill up. There's only so many DJs in San Antonio. There's only so many photo booth companies. There's only so many planners. By the end of the day, you're going to have a jukebox in your phone playing music.
Yeah. And a DJ can only be in one place at one time. Whereas, if you're it's, everybody has their capacity, but like a bake shop can send 12 different cakes out to 12 different weddings. You can only be at one wedding on one day.
With Cutting Edge, we have a staff of 12 DJs, but we don't take on any more than 8 events. Given COVID and stuff is still a thing, we want to have a good substitute program just in case. Exactly.
Yeah.
You sign and book with Cutting Edge, our services are guaranteed no matter what happens in this world.
Yeah.
Well, given crazy foreseen circumstances.
Yes.
But life happens. You're going to still get a DJ at your event. That's why now more than ever, you've got to start booking, just communicate. I have clients who just text me every night. I get a text from this guy named Christian. Shout out Christian. He's one of my friends. I'm doing his wedding in November. He just will text me this song, like, hey, put this in my playlist. Put this in my playlist. And I just write it in his playlist.
Boom.
And, come November, it's all there ready to go. Any DJ company you go with, any professional wedding planner, there's no such thing as being over communicative, especially for your biggest day in the world. And if someone says, "Oh, you're being over communicative," then you need to go with someone else. There's no such thing as being over communicative for your wedding day, in my opinion.
Yeah, ask more questions for sure.
100%.
Yes.
I mean, I've done hundreds of these, but 9 times out of 10, the bride and grooms, it's their very first and last one. So they don't know anything.
Yeah. It's okay to not know anything.
It's literally okay.
Ask the professionals the questions.
It's okay not to be okay.
That's Demi Lovato, right?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay. And Marshmallow?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know music.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, well, thanks again, Tavyn, for coming
having me.
I know that our listeners can find Cutting Edge Entertainment on SanAntonioWeddings.com, and you guys are everywhere, right?
Facebook,
TikTok,
Instagram, TikTok. Yeah. Everything.
Everywhere. That's awesome.
It's
so,
great.
Bridal Babes, make sure you check them out, learn more about their company specifically, and if you have any questions, they're there to help. So reach out to Tavyn. He wants to give you a playlist for free on Spotify. And
even if you don't go with us, you can go use our playlist and take it to
Yeah.
someone else. We do not care.
We love it.
We love y'all.
Tell your other DJ you're bringing a Cutting Edge Entertainment playlist.
Tell them. It's
I
fun.
love that.
We love it.
But yes, make sure you stay tuned for next time. The buzz doesn't stop here. We have episodes every week, and we also, too, are everywhere online. You can find us on TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, you name it, for all the wedding inspiration and the best vendors in the San Antonio Hill Country area. So before we leave for today's episode, another quick shout out to today's sponsor, Limelight Photography and Video. Make sure you go check them out on SanAntonioWeddings.com too. And with that, stay tuned for next time. We'll see ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.